I'm here outside Nashville, Tennessee with Nissan's all-new 4th generation 2025 Murano. It's taken a step up, so let's get into it. So we're here with the all-new 2025 Murano, and it doesn't look anything like the outgoing Murano other than it being kind of like that mid-size SUV. But let's just start with the front-end design. Tri-LED headlights, but the real story is these cascading daytime running lights that come down and flow into the grille. Of course, we have the newer Nissan logo here, so you're not going to mistake it for Infiniti, but I'm telling you, if this vehicle had Infiniti badges, I wouldn't second guess it, okay? But this is the top of the line platinum, so it's going to have the fanciest finishes at the bottom of the vehicle. So we have this glossy black, of course we have parking sensors there. This has the surround view camera, which has a new feature, which allows the front end of the vehicle, like the hood, is invisible. We'll try to play with that a little bit today, but it really only works if the vehicle's driving. But it gives you kind of like a bird's eye view of what's going on underneath the hood. So that's going to be a cool new feature here on this Murano. We also have standard 20-inch wheels on the lower grades, the SV and the SLs, but this platinum grade has these massive 21-inch wheels. Now, the Murano back in the day was one of the first vehicles, or the first crossovers, that's probably not a luxury car to have 20-inch wheels, but they're up in the game once again. I do like this wheel design, kind of a glossy black for the spokes that's accented with that darkened gray, and then at the end you have those machine finish bits. It looks really nice. And then we continue with the glossy black we saw on the front bumper. See it on the side skirts here. Smart key access on the front door, of course. Just one single strip of chrome on the top. They seemingly have reduced the amount of chrome here compared to the last Murano, and they said instead of chrome to make it more upscale, they're doing it more with the lighting this time around. The wheelbase is the same versus the old Murano or the outgoing Murano. It's only about an inch longer, but it is about 3 inches wider. So that's going to give it a lot more space on the inside, a lot more cargo space as well. I want to say it's around 32 cubic feet of cargo space when I open this up. And the back end of the Murano has so much more stature and presence than, well, a lot of other non-premium cars. I feel like if it said Infiniti right there, I feel like it also in some ways looks like the Nissan Ariya, which I believe some of the designers for this are carried over from the Ariya, and the Ariya is one of my favorite looking crossovers. So Nissan's done a great job to make this Murano feel and look very upscale. Of course, all-wheel drive here. You can get front-wheel drive on the lower grades, for example, and I like this feature. So again, taking away some of the things like chrome and replacing it with detailed lights, real thin on the inside for this light bar, and then it gets thicker with the striations, and it really with that light bar, it really makes this vehicle evident that it is wider than the outgoing generation. All right, so let's press that button. I almost reached down below, but it's nestled right there in the Nissan logo. So much cargo capacity here. And there's the Bose subwoofer, so there is no spare tire, but this is pre-production, so stay tuned for some of that information, as well as pricing. Pricing is not official quite yet. I can fold down the rear seats with that. That's very, very responsive. And let's go ahead and close this down with the automatic liftgate. It's nice to have a couple LEDs there. Those are also the LEDs conveniently for that license plate down there as well. But now that we've gone over the cargo, I want to go over the powertrain, because this is different for the Murano. The outgoing Murano had a 3.5 liter V6. It also had a CVT automatic transmission. Here we go. This is Nissan's all new for the Murano anyways, the VC Turbo. The 2 liter has around 240 horsepower, but the big boost here, even though it's down on horsepower just a little bit from the V6 that it replaces, it gets 260 pound-feet of torque, which is a nice improvement, and that torque is going to be much more available throughout the rev range. All right, I mentioned no more CVT. We have a 9-speed automatic here, and fuel economy is around 23 to 24 miles per gallon estimated, which is not that much different from the V6. All right, so as we close this, that engine purrs away. It's very, very quiet on the outside, very luxurious. The hood closed very, very impressively, even though it's a pre-production model. But we're gonna get into the back seat first. We do have privacy glass back here. You can see it's tinted real nicely. Sunshades on the back. I don't believe that's new for the Murano, but correct me if I'm wrong, you Murano professionals out there. I like this. So this is a two-tone interior. I believe there are 3 for the platinum grade. So it's kind of like this sandy color with this beige two-tone. I enjoy it. All right, let's go ahead and get in. I'm gonna close the door. Nice soft back to the seat. There's just one matte pocket though. Let's go and lift up the rear seat here. Enjoying the semi-aniline leather, super soft, very plush. Again, it feels like I'm in a luxury car. It looks like I'm in a luxury car without the luxury badge. All right, rear vents, USBs here, USB-C specifically, and then heated outboard seats, 3 different settings. That is quite nice. Got a panel roof in here. We also have touch capacitive lights at the top and some nice handlebars over each door. Legroom, well, this is not set up for me. I believe it's set up for Shannon, who was in here before from the Car Mom channel. So shout out to those ladies doing their fine work. But yeah, lots of legroom. This seat here is probably more set up for me. Still have tons of legroom, no problem. And let's get into this really, really impressive interior on the front, because that's where most of you will be spending your time. Let's move this back, and you see this button. We have massaging seats for the first time ever on a Murano, and these semi-aniline leathers on this platinum grade. I see, ooh, I just noticed this nice blue stitching. We got some color in here, but these are ventilated for the first time here on this platinum grade. Let's close the door. We have memory seats, nice touch materials all the way across the dash. You're also gonna have ambient lighting above the door trim and inside the dash here in this nice shelf. And this material is the same material that's there on the door panel as well. Okay, I'm getting some Nissan Aria vibes. All right, obviously you're not going to confuse yourself what vehicle you're in. It tells you right here, but like the Aria, we kind of have this faux wood here. I believe it's faux wood, as well as these touch capacitive illuminated buttons inside. I think that's an amazing detail. And I've always said that the Aria is more luxury, more Infiniti-like than a Nissan. And I'm getting very similar vibes here without, again, not drive. I haven't driven this vehicle yet, but at least from the views, the comfort, the aesthetics, it's giving me Infiniti vibes. But hey, it might not cost as much as Infiniti. I even have a nice head-up display here on this platinum grade. And let's talk about the steering wheel. It is flat bottom, beautiful baseball stitching, which I remember that being the thing in the Aria as well. I like the little detail here, these cool little lines. This reminds me a little bit like the QX80. And these, yeah, this dial here kind of, look how ergonomic it is, right? It's not straight up and down because they know your thumb's kind of at an angle here. So it's more easy with this angled scroll wheel here to adjust your settings here on this 12-inch screen. Dual 12-inch screens like we have on so many new Nissan products. For example, the kicks that I was just in earlier today that I drove with the redesigned kicks, big screens in that as well. Paddle shifters here. Those are actually going to work with a real 9-speed automatic instead of simulated gears on a CVT like the old one. We had auto brake hold, which is one of my favorite features for stop and go traffic. You're going to have the newest safety features from Nissan in here. Here's your heated steering wheel. This will turn off your head-up display, for example. Let's try out that not the ventilated seat. I could turn that on, but I want to see what the massaging seat does. I can adjust it. Ooh, look at this intensity, speed. It looks like it's the top cushion only. Wait, is this seat over here? Oh, that seat, oh my goodness. I can even toggle it here. I didn't realize both front seats were massaging. That, I'm still trying to wrap my head around that, but seemingly, yes, both front seats are massaging. So well done, Nissan. Most even luxury cars, if you get a massaging seat, it might just be one of the two up front. I'm not going to play too much with this, but we will have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto wirelessly here. And I love this attention to detail. You know, with the advent of these screens in modern cars, Most of them are just kind of getting tacked onto the dash and they don't look at home. There's not a lot of design that goes around it, but look at this instrument panel hood that goes across. They even stitched it and made it flow into the back panel of the dash and made it kind of float with this soft piece here. Like, there's a lot of really nice touch points here, upscale design that is making the Murano more relevant maybe than it's been in a couple decades. I love the volume knob here, by the way, which is very Aria too, if I remember correctly. Also, there's no traditional shifter in here. It's all, well, I can't drive it. I'm not going to take it out of park. The car is running. The car is running and I'm getting 0 vibration. No vibration through the steering wheel. None. I'll put the brake on. None through the pedals. The only vibes I'm getting right now is through the sound of the automatic or the massaging seat. So let's get back. So we have push button here. Now it is glossy black. There's not a lot of glossy black in here. So Nissan's did a good job of minimizing the glossy black, but you are going to be touching this area a lot and I have a feeling it might collect some fingerprints. All right. So here's the camera. And I don't know where the feature is to make the hood invisible, but we have tons of camera angles. I really am impressed here. Typically you don't get this many camera angles unless maybe you're on an off-roady sort of vehicle here. So anyways, I could play with that all day. Auto start stop, that's nice. You can defeat the engine turning off and on. We all have different driving modes, just standard, eco, and sport. Okay, definitely stay tuned because it will be heading the press fleet later this year. Unfortunately, I won't be able to go to the media drive, which is, I believe, a month from now, somewhere around there. I have another event I'm going to, but I will drive this vehicle probably before the end of the year, so make sure you're subscribed. I'll have it for a week back home and I'll put it through the paces, tell you the things I really like, the things maybe that I don't like. But in the meantime, Nissan has done the unexpected. Okay, they have brought in a very premium 2-row crossover into the market, and maybe once upon a time the Murano may have been cross-shopped with luxury brands, and maybe it kind of fell away from that. Now it's going to be back into the conversation with this really impressive, elegant design, really impressive interior. The features are here, the technology is in here, the design, like I said, it's more Infiniti than it is Nissan. So that's a compliment to the designers of this vehicle and a compliment to Nissan for making an impressive upscale 2-row crossover. So anyways, I'll see you guys in the comments. What do you think of the new Murano? I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.